we are going to have a lake within 3/4 of a mile of our place. All sorts of people, town and country, are working on it. I went over the other Sunday to see what I could do. Dutton said he thought I'd be too busy to help, and I told him I figured I wasn't any busier than he was. Keene had a man from the State Conservation Commission there. He's going to send up some game cover seed packets and trees for the scouts and 4-H boys to plant and fish for the lake later on. You know O.B. Sloan, the editor of the County Journal. He's been writing up the progress of Plum Valley week by week. Robin said it has been arousing a lot of interest in conservation around the county. Dutton got hold of the future farmers and asked them to make 2 models of Plum Valley, one to show what it looked like last year and one to show what it will look like in 5 years under the present plans. They're going to use the school shop. Later that morning, Dutton talked me into going over to Haynesburg to make a speech to a church group he says is quite active in soil conservation. Well, that's all for now, son. We'll be looking forward to your stay with us this fall. Your mother sends her love. Dad.
You know, this doesn't sound like Dad. He never writes only about the cross back home and how the weather is. Something's happened to him. By golly, it worries me.
Oh, you have a problem parent, too.
Hello, Margaret.
Hello.
Say, Bill, would you stay over the noon hour? I got to go to our Rotary meeting, and Mr. Worth is coming in to look at that desk.
Sure thing. If you'll bring me some sandwiches, Maggie. But, this isn't your regular Rotary Day, is it?
No, the Keonis and the Lions are meeting with us today. We're figuring out some new awards for the conservation program.
Oh, that's right. Worth got one last year, didn't he?
Yes, and Mr. Jensen is coming in, or wants you to come out. He's having some trouble with that cultivator of his on the contour. I can't figure out what it is, but go out and fix him up anyway.
Sure, I'll see what I can do for Mr. Jensen. Want to come along, Maggie?
Can't. Barbara's having her wedding rehearsal this afternoon. But I'll see you at 7:30 sharp tonight.
Sure thing. Will these be okay?
Oh. Oh!
So I figured I didn't have time to farm the way I knew I should. What got me started on this was my boy Bill. And I'm not at all proud that it had to happen. He said he was ashamed of the farm. That's hard to take. I went after the farm hammer and tongs. I thought to remodel it, you know, so that he wouldn't have any excuse for not coming back. I soon found out that I tackled too much. I had to slow down. It finally came to me that Bill wasn't ashamed of the farm, but really of the way we were farming it. Ashamed of my abuse of it. I knew then that I didn't have to change the farm in a single year, but myself. I got the farm planner to help me work out a program that would get the job done in 3 or 4 years. Now I don't try to do more than I know I can get done. The farm used to be like a stubborn old jackass. Now it's like a willing horse if you don't ask it to do more than it can. You see, the land is a good Christian. It follows the golden rule, only backwards. Do unto others as they do unto you. Well, that's not much of a speech, but it's all I've got to say.
You have changed, Ed. No question about it.
Yes, a lot of things have changed this summer. I think I'll go fishing Saturday.
That's the way Plum Valley looked last spring. And that's the way it will look in 5 years if everyone keeps working on his plan.
Isn't that Niles' place? I thought he had joined the soil conservation program.
He did, but he quit before he'd done anything.
It's quite a thing, isn't it?
And that will be the size of the lake when it's full.
I'll be 25.
Well, let's get going. Your father thought he'd have the silo finished by about the middle of the afternoon.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
I said we think you ought to run for commissioner when district elections come up next year, Ed.
Jeb's term is up, and he wants to quit. He thinks it's time for some new blood.
We think the district would plunk for you, Ed, if you'd announce yourself. Anyway, we think you're the best man that's come along in a long while.
Well, I don't know. I've never had any training in soil conservation.
What commissioner has? We're all local men just like you, Ed. It's not our job to be trained. We can borrow trained men from the SCS and the Extension Service. Our job is to get everyone who has a stake in conserving the land resource
And believe it or not, that's everyone.
to pull together instead of 6 different directions.
And we think you'd be good at that, Ed.
Look, Keene's got 4 years left as a commissioner. He's a good executor, and he likes detailed work, but he's not a speechmaker. I've got 2 years left, but I think it's time for some new blood, too. I think 6 years is enough. And you've shown a lot of leadership in your own neighborhood.
And people listen to you. Dutton told us about the Haynesburg meeting.
It's quite a jump from farmer to commissioner.
We can make you an assistant commissioner, Ed. You'd have a chance to get that background before elections.
A commissioner's job is plenty of work and no pay. You know that. We get our expenses back, and that's all. You have to want to save your community.
You think I'd have a chance in an election?
A better than even one.
All right, I'd like to.
Good for you, Ed.
Bill, you said Mr. Nichols offered you a permanent job when you graduate?
Well, yes.
Well, you take it. I don't want you to make a mistake because of me. I wanted you to come back, not because it was the best thing for you, but because I wanted it. You see, the only thing I had pride in was you. Now I have pride in the farm and in the community. But if you ever do want to come back, the farm will be here as good as new.